Hi, I'm Kathy Bissell. Welcome to another edition of the Golf Show 2.0. This week, we're going to have a lot of exciting things to talk about, so let me turn it over to Gary VanSickle, who's going to tell us all about it.
Thanks, Kathy. We have a guest this week. He's a man of many talents. He's written for just about every publication in golf there is. He even runs one for the Memorial Tournament. Writes mainly now for Golf Digest, the fabulous Dave Shedloski.
Hey, Dave.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Well, Dave, we wanted to have you on to talk about LIV Golf. You've written a number of stories. You wrote a really good story about the LIV Golf and the world rankings. Tell us about that situation and where it stands.
Yeah, well, I truly believe, and I think there are a lot of experts who are still not really understanding the story about the official world golf ranking, but this is sort of the firewall, if you will. If you're the PGA Tour or the European DP World Tour or whatever, LIV Golf on July 6th applied for OWGR points. I was able to access a few documents from some of my better sources that sort of pointed out and laid out the criteria that must be met by LIV Golf. And it's clear that they have 6 or 7 very serious shortcomings in their criteria. Things like 72-hole event, which is a pretty big deal. You can have 54-hole events, but only at the developmental tour level. That's below Challenge Tour or Korn Ferry Tour. That's kind of a big deal. You got to have an average field size of 78 players, average. And we know that LIV Golf is, 48? So they're going to have to go to 120 to get to the average. I mean, this is for the season. You got to have Monday qualifiers every week that you play. You've got to have a Q school every year. I mean, LIV Golf just falls short. There's nothing political about it. There's nothing that says, oh, the PGA Tour want to low this. The PGA Tour only has one vote. They just don't meet many of the criteria that are kind of important to be accepted to start handing out OWGR points.
So what are some of the other ones? I mean, those are big ones. Are there any small ones?
Oh, well, another big one, and you can argue one way or the other, but the very first thing on the list is that you have to be accepting and I'm not sure. I can't really remember quite what the wording is, but the bottom line is that when LIV Golf is funded by Saudi Arabia, and we know that Saudi Arabia has certain human rights violations, if you will, that goes against one of the big tenets of the OWGR.
I think we've just broken news. Saudi Arabia goes against human rights.
That's right. So you can say LIV doesn't discriminate.
CNN, calling CNN.
Right. You can say LIV Golf doesn't discriminate, but LIV Golf is funded by, the investment fund run by Saudi Arabia. And I think we know that there are some discriminatory practices there.
Well, so Dave, if they don't get world ranking points, and I don't see how they're going to, what's that going to mean for them?
Actually, I think one day they might, they can change their criteria.
Yeah.
They can do all the things necessary. This has gone to the technical committee of the OWGR right now to hash this out and say, hey, look, you got to meet these. You've got to meet these steps here, and they could do that, and we might see that. But it's still going to take a while. It's still going to take time, 1 to 2 years, and then they're going to be on 3 years probation after that. In the meantime, with nobody getting points, you're going to find that everybody's falling out of the top 100, 150, maybe even 200. By the time they get points and they're in a closed circuit, they're not going to generate enough points per event to really move the needle. And it's not going to help them to go to Asia either, like they're planning to do. All of a sudden, they're going to play more. They're saying, well, wait a minute, we'll play Asian Tour events. Well, no. As it happens, this week, they changed all of the formatting and point structure of OWGR. This has been in the work for 4 or 5 years.
Really? So it's not new.
Right. It kicks in this week. And now you see that I just saw something that the DP World Tour event this week, 8 points. 8 points they're going to be able to hand out for OWGR. I think at the FedEx St. Jude, the first playoff event on the PGA Tour, 68 points. So
Okay.
it's already weighted, and Asian Tour is not going to be able to generate the points they did before.
Even if they get Dustin Johnson and DeChambeau and Koepka and their biggest guns to all go to this Patrick Reed, they all go to the same event, they couldn't generate more than, a few more.
They can right now. But the points are going to keep falling. And even if they got everybody from LIV to go to an Asian Tour event, they're not going to be at 68. I mean, there's nobody in the top 10. I think Dustin Johnson is the highest ranked player at 16 or 17. So these guys are already falling. And when you can throw the top 10 in the FedEx Cup playoff event, and how many of the top 50, that's why the PGA Tour is this new system really does favor the PGA Tour, because actually the old system didn't favor them, because you can get minimum points at any event.
Yeah, the old system favored other people and not the PGA Tour, which I always thought was kind of a shame, but
guys have complained about that for years. Getting away from the technical stuff, Dave, what do you think about the LIV Golf product? Do you like it? Is it fun? If you were just an average guy, would you enjoy watching it?
I watched a little bit of the first event, and I haven't watched it since. There's nothing special. There's nothing special about it.
So what are you trying to say, Dave?
I'm not interested is basically, I guess, what I'm trying to say. And I would have loved to have tried to be interested, and I was interested at the start, I think, because we all kind of wanted to see, well, what are they doing? What's, is this going to be a superior product? What, because of a shotgun start, or because they play loud music, or what? No, it doesn't mean anything. I mean, all it is right now is a bunch of guys playing for a bunch of money. Doesn't mean anything. It has no history behind it. It has no specialness to it. They're not playing really good courses. Can you argue that they have so far? Pumpkin Ridge, maybe, I guess, of the three, is halfway decent. So what do they have?
I don't know, but Donald Trump is calling your phone right now.
It's his course. His course qualified to be host of a major, so.
I think he's got more important things going on right now.
Yeah, that's right. They took his phone. He can't.
I think they raided his home to see if those scorecards were signed that he claims he shot.
We already know about that. I think their future, and this may be off the wall, but I think their future, if they want to be a different product, forget the rock music and all that stuff. I think if they drop the individual play and just go with a team thing, that could really differentiate their product. Now, will that catch on? I don't know, but right now it's just an exhibition, and who cares? Like you said, what if it's just a team event and they start having there's owner. It's like a baseball league. There's an owner for each team. The players get a percentage. You can make trades. There's a waiver wire, all that stuff. Maybe there's something there. What do you think about that?
Talked to Gary McCord, who was talking to LIV Golf about maybe joining their broadcast team, and he seems to think that the team concept has legs. He said that there may be a few corporate sponsors already kind of inquiring about investing in some of these teams. I don't know if that is just talk, or if he knows something already that we're not sure about, but he suggested, he didn't name any corporations, obviously, but he said, I think there's some legs to this, and it may work as basically the only thing that they have that really might differentiate them.
I think the only thing that works is if they become silly season and they play from November 20th to January 1st, but that's just my opinion.
Well, that could be the case, and maybe the tour would say, yeah, you can do that, and they'll figure out some way to coexist that way. That may be a solution to the impasse between the two leagues, but I don't know. LIV Golf has a lot of money, but not much else going on. And I'm not dismissing it, because I didn't dismiss it when all those PGA Tour pros, Dustin and Bryson and whomever, oh no, we're fully committed to the PGA Tour. I did not dismiss it simply because of the money, and the money still matters.
Especially at the age of Dustin Johnson and the injury situations with Bryson and Brooks.
Yeah, and guys like Sergio and Westwood and Poulter. And
yeah, absolutely. It's good for them.
Guys who they can't really compete successfully anymore.
Yeah.
It's not a bad deal. Richard Bland at least was honest. Hey, I'm 49 years old. I can't play with these young guys. I'm going for the money. And Dustin the same way. There's those two guys who basically said, yeah, you know what? It's really just about the money.
Hey, I'm available for the right 4-figure deal.
I think I could get 3 figures out of them. That's about it. So,
You think does LIV Golf need a TV deal? And if they did, I mean, where can they go to get one? Because I don't see anybody.
I don't think they do
in America. It's not going to be an American network.
No, I don't think they do need a TV deal, because the way streaming services are today, Apple, Amazon, Hulu, I mean, somebody is going to step forward, I think, here. And streaming works in a lot of different areas. Will it work for a golf product? Well, so far it really hasn't, but it's just been YouTube TV. So we have only seen, 80,000 people tuning into LIV Golf so far. But that doesn't necessarily mean if some big streaming service signed a deal. And there's a possibility that LIV Golf could do basically a TV buy like the LPGA has done for many years, and just say, go to TNT or TBS or USA and just do a time buy. And that's possible too.
Really, that's basically what the tour does.
The tour does not do a time buy. The
They
tour
don't
has,
buy the time, but basically all the product goes to the networks pre-sold a certain percentage.
well, the PGA Tour has TV deals, and those networks supply obviously all the production costs, everything else.
Yes.
A time buy is you buy 2 hours, and that's what you get.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see like a PGA Tour event can run over because it's not a time buy. If you go 2 hours on, say, TNT or USA from 4 to 6 at 6 o'clock, you're done.
So are you bullish on LIV Golf, or not bullish, or somewhere in between? What do you think their future is?
I'm cautiously pessimistic about their future.
Right. And are you also running for governor? Yes, that's politician talk, Dave. Come on.
It is, because I don't know. Again, I predicted way back that LIV Golf was not dead when all those guys came out against it. And I just don't know what the money aspect is going to do to change the dynamics here. I can't predict that. I do know that they're going to have to make a lot of changes to be accepted by OWGR. It's going to take a lot of time, and you're going to have a bunch of players ranked 200th in the world playing in that thing eventually. They can sue all they want, but there's a process. And look, I think right now, the lawsuit that they have thrown at the PGA Tour, it's not a strong case for LIV Golf. So I think those things are definitely not in their favor. Again, they can go on and just keep playing for a lot of money and exist, and that is possible, but they're going to be an outlier. And I wrote that in my OWGR piece. They're going to be an outlier in the world stage. I think some guys are okay with that for what they're getting paid.
I knew I should have read that story.
I should have read it too before I sent it.
Time out for the shameless plug, Gary.
Subscribe now. Click on subscribe. Thank you. Upon pain of death, from Ming the Merciless, our emperor.
Okay. It's just our shameless plug. Okay, we're done.
That was good. Now that covers LIV Golf for now. That the sound of that gong that you didn't hear because we're low on special effects means it's time for the VanSickle Big Quiz. Dave Shedloski will field 4 questions. If he gets all 4 of them right, he'll be enshrined in the Big Quiz Hall of Fame. If not, if he gets none of them right, he'll be enshrined in the Big Quiz Hall of Shame. Are you ready, Dave?
I feel myself going definitely into the shame area, but go ahead.
Well, there you go. Okay, here we go. What town near Michigan's Traverse Bay area shares its name with a type of fossilized rock found in the area, often pebble-shaped, composed of rugose coral, and both are named for an Ottawa Indian chief? It's a town in Michigan, Traverse Bay area.
Wow. How about Tecumseh?
Oh, that's a good guess. Shedloski, Petoskey.
There's an Indian. Wait a minute. The Petoskey is an Indian name?
Well, that was the American anglicized version of his name. It wasn't spelled that way.
There you go.
Speaking of technical effects, here's the buzzer. Number 2. What was the last? I think I like your chances on this one. What was the last name of the St. Louis Cardinals relief pitcher who was nicknamed the Mad Hungarian? He now does color on the Cardinals broadcasts.
Ooh. Al Raboski?
Ding. Shedloski, Raboski. You got one.
All right.
Broke up the no-hitter.
I see where this is going.
Okay. Who was the starting pitcher for the Angels in Baltimore when Cal Ripken Jr. broke Lou Gehrig's consecutive games played record, and he gave up a memorable home run to Ripken?
Joe Schlabatsky.
Now, you mean Joe Schlabotnik from Peanuts?
No, there's a Schlabatsky. Joe Schlabotnik. Yeah, that's right.
Is that your final answer? Whatever that was. Shedloski, Sean Bosky.
Never heard of him.
Oh yeah, he played for the Cubs. Why wouldn't you hear of him?
I'm not good on baseball. I'm just proud I got Al Raboski.
I thought you were good on baseball.
No, I'm a golf guy.
Would you rather have a movie question?
A moody question.
A movie. I can give you the last question's baseball, but I have an alternate. I'll give you the baseball question since you know.
Yeah, why not?
What baseball player has the most runs batted in without ever having 100 RBIs in a single season? Most career RBIs with never got 100 in a year.
Carl Yastrzemski.
Nope. Shedloski, Pete Rose. You got that's about average.
Wait a minute, 25%. That's better than the PGA Tour winning percentage. I think that's pretty good.
Well, that's much like your grade average in college.
Pretty much.
Well,
wait, did I go to college? Yeah, I went.
I think probably.
Yeah. What college did you go to, Dave?
Miami, Ohio.
Did you run track there?
I did for about 5 minutes.
Then after that, did you run guns?
He's not allowed to say because he's in the witness protection program.
Nope, it was whiskey.
Tell you what, if they find your phone number in Trump's phone book, they're coming for you tomorrow.
Oh, I hope so.
Well, that's it
me
for
in
the
the detention center?
VanSickle big quiz. Thank you. Now it's time for senior moment. If only we can remember what it's about. Oh, that's right. This is where Kathy Bissell gives us an update on her trademark patented power performance rankings, which is the only place that ranks senior tour players.
And
Kathy, what's new in the senior rankings after Jerry Kelly's fabulous win last week?
Well, Jerry Kelly is in 9th place.
That's totally wrong.
One win does not make a.
He just won a major like a month ago.
Well, so did Stephen Alker and Steve Stricker and Patrick Harrington.
Okay.
And those guys played consistently.
And he just won Canada. That's his 3rd win this year.
He just finished. I looked up some background on Stephen Alker. He's won in places like Tahiti and Fiji. Never on any regular tours, but he goes around the world winning in weird places until he's 50 and then shows up and cleans up on the Champions Tour. So,
all right, well, read off the top 5. We want to know.
Stephen Alker, Steve Stricker, Patrick Harrington, Ernie Els, Miguel Angel Jimenez.
Wow. How is Ernie Els number 4 and Jerry Kelly's not number 9 with, all those wins? Dave, what do you think of those?
It's a year-long thing.
I think that it's her list. She can do what she wants.
Okay.
And that's why he's invited on the program, Gary.
That's right. He might be invited back. All right.
I doubt it.
Thanks, Kathy. It's time for another popular segment, which we've never done before. It's called Talk is Cheap, and So Are We.
Very.
We've done actual research. Kathy Bissell has found the quote of the week in golf. What did you find?
This is from Carlos Ortiz, and I have to read it on my other computer. And someone was asking him what LIV Golf could have done better, or what kind of improvements they could make. And he said maybe they could have more chocolates in the locker room.
I like that.
More chocolates in the locker room.
Honk if you like chocolate.
Honk.
Okay. Dave, I meant honk through your mouth, not, well, never mind.
Pardon me.
You're excused. All right, I've got David Faherty, who's talking about going to the LIV on talking about the outrage mob. Quote, I'm not going to do an Irish accent because I can't.
Good.
I've become more and more guarded over the last few years. There are people waiting around every corner hoping to be offended by something. Bleep those people. And he did not use the word bleep, so you can use your imagination.
Yeah.
Bless
he's
people.
right.
Well, it's time for the big finale. Using the word big loosely. I predict. This is where we will attempt to predict the future in some form or fashion and hopefully be entertaining with it. We're going to start with number one, Kathy Bissell.
Oh my God! All right.
I see you're prepared again. Great.
I predict that the tour players will be allowed the injunction that's going to be decided today. I predict that somehow those three guys are going to be allowed to play in the Memphis tournament, FedEx in St. Jude.
Well, that's bold. Dave Shedloski. I predict.
Does it have to be golf related?
No, it can be anything. Anything.
No. Well, I predict the Mets will win the World Series. And I predict that
this year or ever.
Yeah, this year. And I predict that Dustin Johnson is going to have a wonderful rest of his career because he won't be playing much golf, and that's what he wants.
Okay.
All right, Gary.
Come on, Gare.
Oh, is this when I was supposed to have prepared something?
Yeah.
You're pretty prepared usually.
Usually you would think, sometimes you forget stuff like senior moment. I predict that PGA Tour Canada is about to become my most favorite tour. Not just because my son played there the last 2 weeks, or the fact that one of the media girls gave me a really nice, I should have brought it, a really nice red PGA Tour Canada logo hat. But I like those guys, the LIV guys talk about having feeling like they're a brotherhood or whatever, and they're in this together. PGA Tour Canada guys, those guys are up there scraping around playing for nothing. They really are having a good time up there and conjoined by their misery. So I predict that it's my new favorite tour.
Oh, of course it is.
And everybody, all those guys. My son and I wrote a story that probably is going to appear soon. What he learned from 2 weeks in playing in Canada. But we found that all those guys love LIV Golf because the more guys who leave to go, it's dominoes. That opens a spot here. Corn Ferry guy moves up. Maybe they'll move up. Probably not, but maybe there's a chance.
Hey,
that's what I said at the outset. It just opens up a space for somebody else.
I predict PGA Tour Canada, 2 thumbs up. Look for a story on that, possibly in Wisconsin.com, WisconsinGolf.com, whatever it's called, Wisconsin.golf.com, coming soon to a video store near you. Kathy?
Yeah. Well, thank you, Dave, for joining us today. As everyone can probably tell, we're all good friends. So until next time.
Isn't there anything else you'd like to say before we leave?
No.
Like,
I think you,
click on the like button and the subscribe button. It costs you nothing, and nothing will happen. But maybe someday the three of us will get 11 cents for producing this. Click like.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
The IRS is going to come and take that 11 cents now.
Yeah, click like by order of the Emperor Ming the Merciless. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. See everybody again next week. Bye-bye. Thank you, Dave.
You bet.